Back to the daily grind, and y'all know we gotta talk about this. But before we do, make sure you hit subscribe if you're new and hit thumbs up if you're not wearing your clown shoes, cause you know what time it is. It's full time!
MMA.
The video we are about to watch is originally published, I believe, on the YouTube channel MMA Drive. I'll put a link to the description if you want to watch it without my reaction. You can also find the video on the Reddit forums, mixedmartialarts.com forums, or even MMAimports.com, which is where I originally saw this video before I started looking into it to make sure it was recently released, and not, because the website I got it from, sometimes they'll act like something's newly released, and it'll really be like from 2 years ago, some news. So if you're new to MMA, you might not have caught it. But this actually just got put out 2 days ago or yesterday. And also, on the forums, they were just talking about this like the last 23 hours or so. So with that being said, this is new. It's also new to me. I had never seen this before. I got to admit, though, it's looking pretty bad for my dog, or should I say my snake, TJ Dillashaw, the current UFC bantamweight champion that's looking to win a second title and fight Demetrius Johnson in a super fight, possibly this May. Now, a little bit of history just before we play this clip. TJ Dillashaw had a heated rivalry with Team Alpha Male, and most recently Cody Garbrandt, a member of Team Alpha Male, who he won the title from. And a lot of people, Team Alpha Male, a lot of people from Team Alpha Male were saying TJ Dillashaw is a dirty person. You know what I'm saying? He hits people after the bell in sparring. They even accused him of ending a teammate's career, Chris Holdsworth, who they said TJ Dillashaw kneed in the back of the head while he was on the ground in sparring. And now TJ Dillashaw has, of course, maintained and defended himself and saying, look, these guys are just mad that I left their camp, and he also said that I didn't even just leave the camp. They gave me an ultimatum, and I went to train with one of my other coaches. He's defended himself and said, they're just essentially salty that I left. That's why they're accusing me of all of this stuff. And so now that this video is leaked, and it's not the Chris Holdsworth, or it's anyone from Team Alpha Male, but just watch the clip and give your own opinion, and I'll talk more about it afterward. And I'm also going to talk about TJ Dillashaw. He recently did an interview with Ariel Helwani where he talked about defending both belts at the same time if he does happen to beat Demetrius Johnson. And also he said Cody Garbrandt, he explains not defending the title and saving UFC 222 versus Cody Garbrandt, despite all of the public pressure, and you know what I'm saying, Cody Garbrandt calling him out, and he's defending it, you know what I'm saying. But I'll give you the details on that after this clip. But here's Cody Garbrandt in sparring, and I don't know who the Asian gentleman is that he's fighting, but this says One Day in Denver. We know TJ Dillashaw, was fighting out of Team Elevation out in Denver. But, so let's roll the clip. Alright, so that's the first hit that was after the bell. That one I could have gave a pass. That one I'd give a pass. We'll see the second one, but we'll just run that one back real quick. The bell just rang. It was a little after the bell, but it just rang. But still, if you watch, it was after the bell. Boom. But you might say he was in the middle of throwing a combo. That's cool. So let's check out the next one. Yo, dog, whoa, hold on, OG. Yo, that bell, that was way after the bell. Hold on, we gotta make sure this nigga don't got like some earplugs in, bro. Look, y'all just heard the bell sound, right? Let's count how many seconds. One, oh, okay. The motherfucker was still buzzing, but damn, you heard the first buzz. Maybe they say fight till the last beep. I don't know. I heard that first, hey, we gotta run that back. Oh, hold on, no, before the combo, because that second one looked a little egregious. You know what I'm saying? He was already shaking his head and acknowledging you and saying, like, good round, and then ding. What the hell? All right, that looks bad on TJ Dillashaw. I got to admit that second one for sure. And when you put the second one, you see the second one, it's like, okay, maybe there was something to the first one. But the first one you can give a pass. That second one, hey, it is what it is. So with that being said, I know a lot of people are going to say, this gives credence to Team Alpha Male's what they've been saying about TJ Dillashaw being a bad sparring partner. But hey, it is what it is. TJ Dillashaw, some people also say some people are just that competitive. The people that are that competitive in sparring, look, TJ Dillashaw's a champion now. But I know that's not much of a defense because I'm sure Demetrius Johnson is not, bombing on his sparring partners after the bell. I just don't see that, and hey, it is what it is, though, man. So with that being said, let's get into the rest of this TJ Dillashaw news so I can do it all in the same video, man. It is what it is. Now, as I previously mentioned, TJ Dillashaw is joined Ariel Helwani, and he defended not giving Cody Garbrandt an immediate rematch and fighting him at UFC 222 to save the card, which is why we now have Chris Cyborg fighting Yana Kunitskaya in the main event after Max Holloway was injured and forced out of his fight with Frankie Edgar. So TJ Dillashaw spoke about that, as well as, if he does happen to beat Demetrius Johnson in his next fight, which was the plans all along, he's looking forward to defending both of the belts at the same time. So I'll give you my opinions on all of that. Now, first, let's get into what he said about Cody Garbrandt in the UFC 222 situation. I understand where TJ Dillashaw's coming from, but also, I got to admit, it's the fight the fans want to see. I mean, the casual fans, which is really what the UFC cares about. I mean, just from what's been going on as far as, putting together big names rather than the number 1 and the number 2 ranked fighters getting title shots. Sometimes bigger names get bigger opportunities. So, in that sense, a lot of fans want to see Cody Garbrandt get that belt back, or at least get a rematch, because at the end of the first round he had TJ Dillashaw rocked and almost won the fight. TJ Dillashaw, saved by the bell, comes back and gets the knockout in the second round. But this is what TJ Dillashaw had to say about the rematch. He said, "This is a sport. Get back in line. It took me 2 years to get a title shot off of a split decision loss to Dominic Cruz that the UFC told me that they thought I won. It took me 2 years to get back to that case. Like, I worked my way back. I beat 2 #1 contenders to get there. It's a sport. You've got to push hard and you've got to get after it. You can't complain. You can't be a sore loser and all of this shoulda, coulda, woulda stuff. So it's frustrating, but it's easy to put behind you. Let him continue to talk, be myself, and the more he talks, the dumber he looks, and the more people will continue to realize it." Now, I mean, that's TJ Dillashaw, that could be just him taking shots at Cody Garbrandt. He knows that pisses him off when he calls them dumb and shit. But actually, I mean, I see in TJ Dillashaw, he's not lying. I mean, he also went on to say, when has there ever been a UFC champion that had never defended a belt that got an immediate rematch after getting knocked out? That's true. I mean, Dana White himself, if you remember when Luke Rockhold got knocked out by Michael Bisping, a lot of people didn't expect that to happen. Luke, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people thought it was a fluke. Luke Rockhold still didn't get the rematch in that case. Dana White said, "You just got knocked out in the first round. You don't deserve anything." So with that being said, what TJ Dillashaw's saying is true. Yeah, I just knocked him out. He never defended the belt. He beat Dominic Cruz, but I earned my way back to the title shot. So I don't see the problem in saying he needs to earn his way back to the title shot as well. The only problem with that is, what do the fans want to see? The fans, I guess, in that situation, as we, TJ Dillashaw isn't known as the biggest draw in the UFC. The fans didn't want to see the immediate Dominic Cruz TJ Dillashaw rematch. You know what I'm saying? The fans, and I'm talking about the casual fans, not the hardcore fans. The casual fans do want to see this rematch. And the difference in a lot of these situations is Cody Garbrandt almost won in the first round, I guess. I mean, you can see the defense for both sides. And I might, normally I've been on TJ Dillashaw's side the whole time. But at the same time, I just can't ignore the casual appeal. Like, my brother, who's a super casual fan, hell, he didn't even watch UFC Austin. You know what I'm saying? Hell of a card, but he's just that casual. If it's a big card, he's in. All he talks about when we talk about the bantamweight division or the champ Demetrius Johnson versus TJ Dillashaw, he says, "No, I want to see Cody Garbrandt fight TJ again." That's what he says. You can't ignore it. It's what the fans want to see. And with that being said, the UFC must realize that, in every case. That's why they themselves were hammering at TJ Dillashaw. Hey, man, you want to save the card? Do. It wasn't just Cody Garbrandt wanting that rematch there. The UFC also wanted to put that fight together. TJ Dillashaw said, "I was also dealing with the injury on top of it not making sense. I'm still looking forward to fight Demetrius Johnson. And then he went on to say, you know, if I do beat Demetrius Johnson, I plan on defending both belts. But I'll say I don't necessarily believe that. You know, making that cut to 125, doing it for this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, it is worth it. But to, you know what I'm saying, fight Demetrius Johnson and win the title and then go back up, defend the 135, and then have to look, you know, ask the champ, cut that weight to 125 again, you're probably going to relinquish the flyweight title if he does beat Demetrius. That's what I think would happen. I think if he beat Demetrius Johnson and became the champ, he'd go up and defend at bantamweight, but I don't see him going back down to 125, and that's just my personal opinion. But with that being said, that's everything TJ Dillashaw over the last weekend, or, you know, in his Ariel Helwani interview. Well, he said more stuff as well, but that was the most notable things I took from it, as well as that clip of that, you know, hitting after the bell, which I was like, damn, you know what I'm saying? That's just going off of that Team Alpha Male and what they said about the Chris Holdsworth and ending his career. This just makes it look worse. Now, this by all means doesn't confirm anything. We don't know the story behind this, even though it looks bad on TJ Dillashaw, and it also doesn't necessarily confirm the Team Alpha Male story. But with that being said, make your own decision. Let me know what you think in the comments. It is what it is.
Da 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 da. It's the motherfucking DOWG.